Hello and welcome to A View from the Car. An article came up in my news feed like they do, and it was all about Hope's new Kent reservoir to store billions of litres of water will be built near Canterbury excuse me, by 2032. So only 10 more years to wait. I mean, we're only in the midst of a privatisation caused drought now. An urgently needed reservoir capable of storing 5 billion litres of water is hoping to be built in Kent within the next decade. Now this is to restore the balance, I suppose, between all the reservoirs that the water companies have sold off for housing, because that's what you need when you've allowed a lot of houses and housing and stuff to be built. What you need is less water storage. You know, I mean any idiot could see that. You know, you want to build 10,000 more homes near Canterbury. Well, what you do is you sell off a few reservoirs. You sell off a few water storage facilities to do that. Southeast Water bosses want to flood a sprawling expanse of farmland in Broad Oak, Canterbury, and have the site operational by 2032. So only 10 more years, crikey. Calls for the long-mooted project to get underway have increased in recent weeks. With water supply issues plaguing villages last month and the impending introduction of a hosepipe ban, Kent's need for greater storage capacity is greater than ever. So why have they been allowed to sell off all these reservoirs then? Oh, because they own them, it's theirs, they can do what they want with them. The envisaged reservoir at Broad Oak has long been on the cards, yet the plans, now get this, first drawn up 50 years ago, have failed to materialise. Well, of course they failed to materialise. These things cost money, and if you're wasting money on things like water storage, then you're not going to be able to give your shareholders the dividend that they need and they want and they expect. Now, however, Southeast Water has issued a prospective timetable for the project. Southeast Water, I believe, were the first in Kent or the southeast of England to issue the hosepipe ban because they haven't got enough water to go round. Because I'm not saying Southeast Water have sold reservoirs, they probably have, but water companies, when they've been privatised, have been allowed to just sell off all these different things. It is set to launch a public consultation this autumn before submitting a planning application for the site as early as 2024. So only sort of a year and a half, 2 years, whatever it is. So that's not too bad. Lee Dance, the company's head of water resources, told Kent Online, because that's where I'm reading the article from, "We're aware of the need to build a new reservoir in Kent, and plans have been in the pipeline to build a new reservoir at Broad Oak since the 70s. We already own the required land, and we have been undertaking both environmental and engineering studies in recent years." Right, so get on with it. Why does it take so long to get anything done? If you own the land, if you already own it, why does it take so long to do environmental and engineering studies? Just get on with it. Just do it. I don't understand why things have to take so long. It's because, I suppose, privatised companies have got to be very careful, because I don't want to single anybody out and get myself into trouble. Let me just clear that windscreen. I don't want to get into trouble, but privatised companies, you know, they don't want to spend the money. They want to gain interest on it. All the time it's in their bank accounts, they're gaining interest. I understand that. I get that. I see it. But just get on with it. They shouldn't have sold off as many reservoirs as they had anyway. The proposal includes building a new reservoir, right, which will provide at least a further 20 million litres of water per day, water treatment works and recreational facilities for the community to enjoy. So get on with it. Our current timeline is that a planning application will be made between 2024 and 26, followed by construction and filling the reservoir. We're hoping to deliver this project by 2032, only another 10 more years, and we will be launching our consultation on our latest draft water resource management plan, which includes the latest proposals for a new reservoir at Broad Oak in November this year. Get on with it! Why does everything have to take a million years? Said to be the size of the 180-acre Ardingly Reservoir in West Sussex, Broad Oak will be one of the largest in the southeast. Yes, but only if you get on with it. With the ability to store 5 billion litres of water, it will be able to cater for about 40,000 homes. Only if you get on with it. Let's clear that screen off. Get that screen clear. Mr. Dance added, our water resource management plan sets out how we will continue supplying top quality drinking water to our customers while striking that delicate balance between protecting and enhancing the environment and serving a growing population. Well, nothing's going to happen, is it? It's just going to be, you know, it's just going to be the usual, oh, we'll say it now while it's warm, and people will think, well, we only got to wait 10 years and we won't have a drought anymore, you know. It's just, I don't know, we just live in such a strange country now. It's so strange where water companies can sell off the reservoirs for the housing, which is going to need the reservoirs to supply the housing, and then they say, well, you've got to have a hosepipe ban now. You're not allowed to wash your cars. You're not allowed to have a paddling pool. You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that. Well, you know, and I've said this before. We pay a lot of money, you know, for water in this country. We pay a lot of money, and that's fine. But you can't put us all on water meters and then say, well, no, actually you can't use the water that you're paying for because we've mismanaged it and there's not enough to go around, you know. So what can you do? You can't. Oh, I don't know. Privatization clearly hasn't worked, has it? Let's be fair. Well, it's not worked for us. It's worked for them. It's worked for the power companies, like the gas companies, the electricity companies, the water companies. You know, it's worked for them, the bus companies, it's worked for them. It hasn't worked for us. We've got bus drivers going on strike. We've got no water because they've sold off all the reservoirs. I saw an article the other day talking about rolling blackouts maybe. Well, no, how can you can't justify that. We've been paying a lot of money over the years for these utilities, and if they've mismanaged the money and they haven't invested in new power stations, that's our fault. Why should we be the ones to suffer again? You know, we're the ones that have to suffer all the time because other people want to make money. It's only a small minority of people are actually gaining, yet it's the vast majority of Brits that pay the price for it. You know, they're making money and we're giving it to them. This is what I was saying. You know, they're just stealing our money off us, basically. All these privatised companies are stealing our money and laughing in our faces. And there's nothing we can do because the government, such as it is, won't do anything. The government, oh, well, it's privatised, see, we can't really do much, can we? No, can't, won't. The end result is still the same. We're being robbed blind. We're being done over, had over, swindled, swizzed, conned, and the government just let it happen. You know, it doesn't matter which government it is, they're all the same. All these politicians are the same, no matter what colour tie they're wearing. And it's the taxpayer, the good old Brit, that's just being done over. You can't use your hose pipe for your kids to have a little paddling pool in the garden. Okay. You can't use your hose pipe to wash your car. Okay. Hang on a minute. Hang on. You can't use your hose pipe to water your plants. Okay. Well, hang on. Why is this? What's happened here then to cause this situation to come up? You know, oh, because you've sold off all the reservoirs and now you've run out of water and you expect us to keep on paying. I don't know why we keep paying for it. We keep allowing it to happen, myself included. Myself included. There's nothing we can do. Privatisation is just a sick joke. It's failed. It's failed the country. And you know, that's just clean this screen again. It's all your condensation. You know, but what can you do? What can you do? I just hope that the country sees sense and reverses the privatisation of these utilities and starts taking them back into public ownership, because that's where they should be and where they should have been all this time. And it should never have been anywhere else. It should have always been in public ownership. But, you know, Margaret Thatcher decided she wanted to make money for her and her friends, like all politicians always do all the time, because all politicians, no matter where they are just, well, put the brakes on that one before you get yourself into trouble. But anyway, so that's my view from the cab. Anyway, privatisation has definitely failed. Yeah, there we go. We'll just have to just muddle through like we always do. Us Brits, we always just get on with it and muddle through. But thank you very much for watching if you stuck with it this far. Take it easy, look after each other, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.